Since birth, we knew something was wrong with Levi. You could tell that he had birth defects. It took a year to finally figure out what he truly had.
I'm Levi Krystosek, and I'm 1 in a million. My age is 11. I am 36 inches, something around there.
38 inches?
38 inches. My condition is Jansen Metaphyseal Chondrodysplasia. Hopefully I said that right.
There's about 30 known cases worldwide. There's 5 genetically confirmed cases in America. It's a very rare form of dwarfism. The body does not process calcium like it should. The bones get bendy and grow crooked. We call them wonky bones. He wears these safety goggles to protect his left eye. He has optic nerve atrophy. We take Levi to see many different specialists. We see about 8 different specialists.
Hi, Levi.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You brought your mother along this time?
I always bring her along.
You didn't fly up by yourself this time?
No.
Oh.
When I was first given the diagnosis that Levi had Jansen's Metaphyseal Chondrodysplasia, the doctor came into the hospital room and said, "I need you to sit down." And he sat me down and he told me that Levi had Jansen's. And at first I said, "Are you sure?" Because we had had several misdiagnoses. And he said, "Yes, we're sure. It's been genetically confirmed by a blood sample." And I was relieved to have knowledge of what he had. But then it made me sad because the more that the doctor explained what was going to happen, it was hard. It sounded very painful, and I just knew at that moment that I was going to do everything I could for him to get the best quality of life for him.
So, how's it going?
Good.
Any problems?
Not lately, no.
No. I've known Levi for 8 years. I first met him when he was 3. Levi has several problems. The most obvious ones are his height.
41 inches.
And that won't have much of an impact on his life. But he has a scoliosis, which is a curve in the back, and that can potentially cause a lot of issues and will likely need to be surgically treated at some point. The most obvious deformities in his legs, okay, you ready? Go. Will be managed probably until he's fully grown. So you're running pretty well too, really fast. Awesome. Good work. Good work. Let's go back in here. So you know what? I think your legs are looking pretty good. Do you think you could manage wearing a brace for a while? Give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
If his back was straight, would it help the leg? Or
No.
I'm just wondering, do I wear it every night and every day?
Yes. Yes, we'd like you to.
I know,
Yes.
that's what I'm worried about.
Every once in a while, probably take it off to
Yeah. You
little
can
break.
you'll run around or go swimming or
Yeah.
play with your friends. Absolutely. You don't have to wear it then.
Yeah. When I see Dr. McKenzie, I sometimes have to do x-rays and other stuff. Like today, they had to do a mold for a back brace because my back is basically like a big S.
Okay, can I spin you this way so I can take a peek at your spine real fast?
He's not allowed to jump. He has to be very careful. He has neck instability, so a simple headlock could be catastrophic for him.
How it makes me different from the other kids at school is I can't play contact sports because of my neck and my back.
Levi's been known to get frustrated and upset. He tries to keep up with his peers, and he can't keep up. I mean, just his height can sometimes prevent him from keeping up with his friends.
Luckily, when I can't play, I'm used to it, so I'm like, okay, I'll just watch or whatever. Mostly my friends at school, they're like, okay, you can't do this. What else can we do? And we just think of something else that I can do.
All right, you think we're good?
Okay.
Having a child with a medical condition, it's very expensive. With Levi, to travel to see some of these different doctors, we have to fly out of town. We were fortunate to find Miracle Flights. They fly sick children to distant care, and they have flown Levi 16 times so far. I had a lot of questions. When we found out that Levi had Jansen's, I wanted to know what caused it. Was there a cure? And there's not a cure for Jansen's. Were there other cases? Were there other children that lived nearby?
Why do you like playing together?
Because
it's fun, and he's just like us. We all have the same disease.
yeah. Good point.
It's called Jansen's. Jansen's Metaphyseal Chondrodysplasia.
Which they already know.
I'm Nina Nizar, and I'm the president of the Jansen's Foundation. When we realized that there was something wrong with the boys, we got on the internet. That's when I came across Donna's blog, and I remember clicking on the link, and the first picture that popped up was Levi. It was like I was looking at myself, I was looking at my kids. I knew immediately, even before we got the genetic diagnosis, that this was the condition that the boys had. When you have a condition so rare, it's really important for the kids to get together, and as the boys themselves say, we're like each other. So they play to each other's strengths and weaknesses. They know each other really well.
Levi has lots of things to look forward in life. I hope that he will be an extremely functional young man who will have a very successful life, but he will have challenges along the way.
My hopes for Levi in the future are that he grows up and he gets married, and I always joke and say I want him to graduate high school, go to college, and move out of my house one day. I want him to be a normal, happy, healthy kid. I want him to do as much as he can do. Levi, do you know why you're so special?
Yes, because of my rare disease, and there's only 5 genetically confirmed in America.
You're 1 in a million.
Yes, 1 in a million.